Hello, everybody. I miss you so much. We are still in our exercise unit. Super exciting. Hope you're all getting out and getting your bodies moving. Today's story is called My Steps. It's a really fun book. I want you to pay attention to how this little girl uses her body to move and what she does every day on her steps. Let's do some vocabulary words. The first word is the word steps. It's a flat surface on which to place your foot when moving from one level to another. The word stoop. It is a small raised platform which steps lead to at the entrance of a house. Swoosh. The sound produced by a sudden rush of air or liquid. Squint. Look at something with one or both eyes partially closed. Shady. Shelter from the sun's rays. So you can see in this picture, it's shady right here. The tree is producing a shade. In the word strangers, a person who you do not know. Now I want you to look at all these words one more time. Look at the beginning letter in all of them. What letter do you see in every single one of these words? Strangers, shady, squint, swoosh, stoop, steps. What letter did you see? All right, let's read the book, My Steps by Sally Derby. Illustrated by Adoa Burrows. My steps. These are my steps. All 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can hop up from 1 to 5 and down from 5 to 1 on just 1 foot. You can see she's already doing what on her steps? That's considered exercise. Hopping, right? Whenever it's a pretty day, I plan my steps while cars and buses swoosh down the street and people walk by on the sidewalk. Sometimes I know the people, and then I say, "Good morning, Mrs. Johnson." "Afternoon, Preacher Jones." But my mom always says, "Don't you go talking to strangers." So I don't. I look away. Are you supposed to talk to strangers? Nope. At the top of my steps is the stoop, where I play with my friend Essie. Every morning Essie comes, I bring the broom out, and I sweep away all the dirt and the ants and the bugs and the glass if some was broken the night before. My stoop has sides, 2 walls made of bricks. When I was 5, I couldn't see over them. Now I'm so big. Those walls are up to here on me. Essie and I pretend the walls are horses, and we climb up and ride. Sometimes when my mom's not looking, we stand on the horse's back like the lady in the circus. Springtime mornings, my steps are shady, cool, and hard and smooth. If I lie on the top step and all down on my back, I feel shivery cool. If I lie on my stomach, I see crooked cracks in the cement. I pretend the cracks are rivers. Once I took a piece of green paper and I tore it into little pieces, and I crumbled up the pieces and made bushes all along the river. Essie and I like to color. She sits on 2 and puts her paper on 3. I sit on 4 and put my paper on 5. That way we each have our own desk, just like in school. But if we don't put away our crayons, The old sun can melt them so they stick to the steps. It takes a lot of scraping when crayons get stuck to the cement. Some days when the sun's so bright it makes me squint. If I ask and ask, my mom brings out a blanket and hangs it from wall to wall. Then Essie and I, we have a shady cave where we sit and tell secrets so quietly. People walking by don't even know that we're there. Ooh, what are they having underneath their cave there? Having a little snack? I have another friend that's Nicholas, and when he comes we all play Stone School. Here's how we play. I'm the teacher first because they're my steps. I put my hands behind my back and I hide the little stone. Then I put my hands out in front. Essie and Nicholas sit on one. That's kindergarten. That means they sit on this very first step. Then they take turns guessing which hand. When they guess right, they get to move up to first grade. And whoever gets to fourth grade first gets to be the teacher next. Sounds like a fun game you could play at home. Sometimes on summer afternoons when the cement is hot through your shoes, the firemen open up the hydrant near my steps. The water shoots out and splashes down the street. Kids I don't even know come running till my ears are full of shouting and laughing. We get our clothes wet and our faces wet and our hair wet, and we kick and splash and run till the firemen close the hydrant. After, Mom lets us each have a popsicle and we sit on my steps in our wet clothes and forget all about being hot. Summer is better than fall, and hot is better than cold, but I keep my steps clean, even when Mom says it's too cold to play on them. Before school, I sweep away all the leaves. If the leaves were wet, I have leaf prints on my steps, like shadows leaves. When I come home from school, the leaf prints are gone, but I have more leaves to sweep. After fall, winter comes shivering in. I shovel the snow and I scrape the ice, but that's hard. When I finish, my mom says, "Girl, let me feel that muscle." Even in the winter, I'm glad I have my steps. All 5 of them. And when I come back from away, I run up the steps like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I push open the door and I shout, "I'm home." How did you like this story? It gave you a few different ideas of what you could do if you have some steps outside of your house. Maybe you could sit on the stoop and you could play games with your friends. You could have popsicles with your friends. You could play make-believe with your friends. If you don't have a friend over, you could always read a book on your stoop by yourself. You could color by yourself on the stoop, play with your toys, lots of different things that you could do. So if you get the chance this week, why don't you sit outside on your steps? If you have a stoop, you can sit on your stoop and let me know what you decide to do on your steps. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.